Get ready for more Quirk. The critically acclaimed CBS Original ELSBETH is back for Season 2. CBS Thursday, Carrie Preston returns as the unexpectedly brilliant attorney Elsbeth Tassioni, working with the NYPD to catch the city's most well-heeled murderers. Every week brings new mysteries and surprising new guest stars, from Nathan Lane to Vanessa Williams, but always the same Elsbeth. Don't miss a moment. Elsbeth is all new on CBS Thursday at 10/9 Central as part of CBS Premiere Week and streaming on Paramount+. Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This episode is brought to you by the CBS Original ELSBETH. Every Saturday this month, we're focusing on different women who've achieved remarkable success and influence in their respective fields, by upholding unique points of view and being exemplary leaders while remaining true to themselves. Today we're telling the story of a woman who broke barriers with her persistence and intelligence. Her calculations helped us better understand and explore the great unknown. For many years, her contributions were obscured by racial discrimination and sexism, but more recently, her legacy has come to light. Let's talk about Dorothy Vaughan. Dorothy was born in Kansas City, Missouri in 1910. From an early age, it was clear that she was whip-smart. In fact, after Dorothy graduated from high school, she got a full tuition scholarship to attend Wilberforce University in Ohio. She earned a Bachelor of Science degree. A few years later, she married her husband, Howard Vaughan, Jr. For the next decade, Dorothy split her time between taking care of her family and teaching math at a local high school in Virginia. After her teaching gig, she picked up and moved to take on a job at the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, or the NACA, at their Langley base in Virginia. She'd be doing mathematical calculations for the many operations going on at Langley. Her job focused on computing the numbers, so she was called a computer. When Dorothy was hired, America was deeply embedded in World War II. Women were entering the workforce in large numbers. It was possible Dorothy's role would just be temporary until men returned from the draft. But Dorothy's job with NACA soon became more permanent. President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued an executive order that prohibited discrimination based on race in the defense sector. Though FDR's executive order led to a surge in hiring Black women to computer roles, Dorothy's working conditions were far from ideal. At work, Dorothy was assigned to the West Area Computing Unit, a segregated office space that was only for Black female computers. She also had to eat and go to the bathroom in segregated facilities. Dorothy helped NACA engineers make complicated calculations, and her hard work paid off. In 1949, she became the first Black supervisor at NACA and managed the West Area Computing Group of mathematicians. Before then, the division had only been managed by white women. Being a computer back then meant that Dorothy was responsible for performing hundreds of difficult mathematical calculations on subjects from wind tunnels to flight data by hand. Her work determined if a project was physically possible, and often all she had at her disposal was a simple slide rule and graph paper. Her job was critical. It could mean the difference between life and death for the men NACA sent flying into the air. Though their work was critical and time-intensive, it rarely earned computers promotions or public attention. Computers were mainly women, and they were paid relatively cheaply for their long hours. Male engineers often dismissed their work as repetitive. Because Dorothy was a manager, she was able to participate in other parts of the laboratory, collaborating with other well-known white computers of the time. Dorothy held her managerial position for nearly a decade, and during that time, she was a strong advocate for women of all races to get promotions and raises. Engineers took her recommendations seriously and would often put her on the most challenging assignments. In 1958, NACA became the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA. Now, Dorothy wasn't just working on getting men into the air. She was also trying to propel them into space. The West Computing Office dissolved, and she became a part of the Analysis and Computation Division. Unlike the old office, this new unit was racially and gender integrated. In her new role at NASA, Dorothy taught herself how to code in an early computing language called Fortran. Then she showed other Black women how to use it. Dorothy contributed to the Scout Launch Vehicle program, which successfully sent more than 100 satellites into space. Her work eventually helped get the first American into space to orbit the Earth. Dorothy fought to get promoted to another management role for the rest of her career. The promotion she hoped for never materialized, and she retired in 1971 after a 28-year career. In an interview many years later, she reflected on her time at NASA, explaining, "What I changed, I could. What I couldn't, I endured." Dorothy passed away in 2008, but her life and legacy were brought to life in the 2016 blockbuster Hidden Figures. The film depicts the impact Black female computers had on the American space program and emphasizes Dorothy's advocacy for other female African American computers. It also pays homage to the ways in which she set the groundwork for a new generation of Black mathematicians and scientists. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you on Monday. Get ready for more Quirk. The critically acclaimed CBS Original ELSBETH is back for Season 2. CBS Thursday, Carrie Preston returns as the unexpectedly brilliant attorney Elsbeth Tassioni, working with the NYPD to catch the city's most well-heeled murderers. Every week brings new mysteries and surprising new guest stars, from Nathan Lane to Vanessa Williams, but always the same Elsbeth. Don't miss a moment. Elsbeth is all new on CBS Thursday at 10/9 Central as part of CBS Premiere Week and streaming on Paramount+.